You know, for centuries, we've been building our world. But let's be honest, it's come at a cost to our planet. But what if the key to cleaning up our industrial legacy wasn't some brand new machine, but something much, much smaller? So let's dive into this incredible idea.
Yeah, this is a sight that's probably all too familiar, right? Industrial sites, once the engines of our progress, so often leave behind this toxic footprint, and it's a challenge that can feel absolutely overwhelming. I mean, the problem is literally right in front of our eyes. The smoke coming from our factories, the runoff from all our industrial processes, it all ends up contaminating our land and our water. And our current energy sources, they're just making things worse. So how in the world do we even begin to tackle this industrial legacy? Well, the answer, as it turns out, has been here all along, just waiting for us to notice.
Okay, so the key concept here is something called bioremediation. And yeah, I know it's a bit of a mouthful, but the idea behind it is actually simple and incredibly powerful, using life to heal the environment. We're talking about deploying living microbes as a kind of microscopic cleanup crew.
So let's meet this tiny cleanup crew, shall we? Think of them as an invisible army, the unsung heroes in this whole story of environmental restoration.
It's a really fascinating question when you think about it, isn't it? That the biggest problems we face might just have the absolute smallest solutions. We're talking about organisms so tiny you actually need a microscope just to see them.
And here's one of our star players, if you will, microalgae. These aren't just, pond scum. They are highly efficient, totally solar-powered little factories that literally thrive on the very things we consider to be waste.
Okay, but what about the really nasty stuff? The stubborn pollutants? Well, for that, we can turn to something called synthetic biology. We can use gene editing tools to design specialized superbugs. These are microbes that are basically engineered to break down incredibly tough pollutants, things like PCBs, that would otherwise poison our environment for decades.
All right, so we've got our cleanup crew. We have our microalgae and our superbugs. But how exactly do we put them to work? Let's take a look at the process, how this all really comes together.
Now this is where it gets really amazing. The food for these microbes is our pollution. They literally consume carbon dioxide straight from industrial smokestacks, and they thrive on all the nutrients you find in wastewater. It's a perfect example of one industry's waste becoming another's treasure.
And this is pretty much the heart of the whole operation. Inside these tanks, these bioreactors, the algae just get to work. They feed on the waste streams that we pipe in, and they use sunlight to grow and multiply at a truly incredible rate.
So you might be asking, just how powerful is this natural process? Well, the crazy efficiency can be summed up in just one number, 1.83.
And here's what that actually means. For every single ton of algae we grow, it captures and removes 1.83 tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. I mean, that is just an incredible level of efficiency. Okay, so the really crucial point here is that this isn't just about cleaning stuff up. The process itself creates something new, something valuable. And that leads to what you could call a double victory. And here is the payoff. On the left, you see the problem we started with, and on the right, the result of bioremediation. A polluted landscape transformed back into a healthy, thriving ecosystem. What a powerful transformation, right?
So that's the first, and you could argue most important victory. We get cleaner air, we get recycled water, we get our land back. Simply put, a healthier planet for everyone.
But wait, it doesn't stop there. This is where the second victory comes in. The algae itself, the biomass, becomes a resource. From it, we can create biofuels, bioplastics, proteins for food and animal feed, and even high-value nutraceuticals like health supplements. We're not just cleaning waste, we're creating a whole new, sustainable bioeconomy.
When you put it all together, this whole process points to a pretty fundamental shift in how we think about industry and waste and the resources we use. The future, it seems, is quite literally alive.
You know, for the last couple hundred years, our civilization has really been defined by what we could dig out of the ground. We built our world with rock and steel, with concrete and fossil fuels.
But what if the next great leap for us is biological? What if we learn to partner with nature, to not only clean up our messes, but to actually grow the materials and the fuels of the future? Just think about that. What could we build with life itself?